Now we move on to the beautiful location of Millville, Minnesota for the final event in the 125 and 500 series. Spectators filter in to watch their favorite riders practice and check out their bikes. Rick Johnson gets ready to go out and do some riding himself. When he got back, we cornered him for a short interview.
Well, I got nothing to lose going into this race. I wrapped up the championship the last 500 National we had in Troy, Ohio. So I'm really relaxed coming into today's race. I feel confident. My bike's working great. I feel good. I've gotten some time riding this week and training, so I feel good. I'm going to go out and have a good time, but I got, like I say, I'm at ease because I got nothing to lose. If I don't win the race, I still walk away with the championship.
You've been picked for the Motocross Nations. How do you feel about your teammates and the track?
Well, I like the track Unadilla. It's always a good track. It's going to be, I think, a good track not only for us but for the European riders because it's got a lot of natural terrain. It gets really rough. But also, I'm very happy with with my teammates. Jeff Ward, I've been racing with him all year, and also Bob Hanna is probably the strongest competitor there is for Unadilla, and I think that's why they picked him for the team.
Supercross, did that really affect you?
Well, yeah, it did bother me because I worked really hard to get those points back. I fell in Anaheim and knocked myself out, and I walked away with 0 points. But then the races after that, I rode really hard and won a lot of motos, and I got the points lead by 3 points, then went into Pontiac and broke my fingers. So it was sort of a letdown to me because no one thought I'd ever get that close to Jeff Ward, and I ended up passing him for the points.
What are your plans after retirement?
Well, I'm trying not to think about that right now. I'm just trying to concentrate on my racing and getting stronger and stronger. I feel I got some improvement to do on my riding and also my physical strength. So I'm focusing on that. But hopefully, I'd like to do something related with the industry, maybe work for Honda or something like that in the motorcycle world.
What do you do for fun?
Well, I do a lot of things for fun, but I like to get away from racing and get around my friends that I grew up with and go surfing or go water skiing, stuff like that. Just something completely away from motorcycle riding. But most of the time, I just like to go trail riding and have a good time on my motorcycle. So I have to have a good balance, you know, spend my time away from racing and also do the things that are closely related to with racing.
While many of the riders are out practicing the track, Mickey Diamond gets ready to check things out for himself. After he came back from practice, we asked what Diamond's strategy would be for the day's event.
Being I have only 1 point to make, I'm not under any pressure to go out and perform to a certain level, finish in the top 3. All I have to do is finish in the top 21 moto, and so basically there's no pressure there. I feel really good because I can, go out there and try to win the race. I don't have to be so cautious and, depend on, everything to go just perfect. If things don't go perfect, then, well, I'll just win the championship, but if things go well, I win the race today.
Earlier in the year, you had an illness similar to mononucleosis. It slowed you down a bit. How did you overcome that?
I had to sort of change my entire lifestyle a little bit. I was a little too active, too involved, and instead of the quality of my training, I was trying to put in more time and get a lot of quantity training and just train and not rest, and I wasn't eating right. I just had to, you know, alter all my bad habits. And also I've worked real close with doctors, and basically I just let myself get so sick that I could not perform. I couldn't wake up in the morning without, you know, feeling tired. I could wake up and go back to sleep and wake up 4 or 5 in the afternoon, you know, without knowing it. So once I got healthy again, I think I got healthier than I have been in the last few years. So midway through the season, I was really strong. Now, you know, we've been traveling and racing, and it's been a real wild schedule, a real hectic schedule, and now I'm starting to get a little bit more worn down. So after this race, I'm gonna have some time to finally get 100% better. I never really was 100% this year.
What are your plans for the '88 season?
Well, legally, I can't stay in this class unless they change the rules. I've heard a lot of talk about they're going to change it to 250, 125, and no more 500s. If they do that, there's a possibility I will ride 125s again. I don't want to ride 125s anymore. It's got me to where I've gotten as good as I feel I'm going to get on a 125. I need to get up on the bigger bike so I can improve, keep improving. I guess I'm just bored. I'm not interested in riding a 125 like I used to be. I want to ride bigger bikes.
How do you feel about the track here at Millville today?
Well, I like the track a lot. It's a very good track. It's one of it's the nicest condition track that we've had all year. You know, being it's not dusty, it's real moist. The sand and dirt mixture is really, really neat. It's going to get rough. It's going to be challenging, technical. The racing should be pretty close. It's going to be good.
That was Mickey Diamond of Team Honda. Now some of the privateers go out for their last practice. The weather was absolutely perfect in the low 70s. The track was perfect, so get ready for some great race action. The crowd was definitely getting what they wanted. Donnie Schmitt, the hometown favorite, was running away with this race. Bader Manet was putting on the ride of his life, holding off Diamond and Holland. Holland cuts inside Diamond right here and makes a pass to go after Manet. With the crowd cheering him on, Donnie Schmitt was running away with this moto. Diamond cuts inside of Holland and takes back over third. Guy Cooper, who was running third in the standings and actually got the whole shot on the start, seemed to be fading. We talked to Guy in a pre-race interview.
Troy, Ohio was really good for me. I put back-to-back moto wins, and I pulled within 4 points of George Holland for second overall. And I was riding Tuesday, 2 days after the ride, after Troy, Ohio, and had a practice accident where I came down. The bike landed on the back of my leg and like splintered the bone to where it's not broken all the way through, but there's a crack in it. The doctors, I've got mixed doctors. One of them says that it's not going to hurt it to go ahead and ride. It's just going to be painful, and I agree with him there. It's painful, but I'm just hoping to make 100% effort out there and collect some points for the overall national point standings.
What do you think about the track here at Millville?
The track this year looks to be about the best track I've ever ridden here at Millville. There were some, at the top of the uphill, they used to turn and cut you straight back down. Now they're running us, you jump past it and you make a turn, and then there's a double coming back down, which is real fun. I wish I was 100% for this race because it feels like it's my type of track and it looks really fun to ride.
Well, how's the bike working?
The Showa suspension setup is really good on it, and that's working out real good. The bike is just real fast. HRC helps with the pipe and stuff, and so I don't have any complaints about the bike, and everything looks real good there.
Schmidt continues to run away with this moto, while Manet holds off the Honda and the Suzuki factory riders. Diamond just looking in vain for some place to pass safely. He only needs 1 point for that championship, and maybe in the back of his mind he wants to play it safe instead of risk the entire series. Donnie Schmitt is definitely favored to win this race. He started racing here in 1977 on a Honda XR70 at age 9. And 10 years later, he's out front winning a 125 National. Donnie has what it takes to become tomorrow's superstar. Holland has now moved past the points leader Diamond and is setting his sights on Manet. While Schmidt makes quick work of this whoop-de-doo section, Holland has now moved past Manet and has high hopes of catching his teammate Schmitt. Now Diamond has dropped back one more spot as Eddie Warren has moved into the picture and now holds down 4th place. Guy Cooper, who had a chance at overtaking Holland in the 2nd place point standings, is now out of the race due to pain in his leg, giving Holland a easy shot at the runner-up position in the standings. Holland's only chance now at the championship would be if Diamond would DNF both motos, which seems highly unlikely. Let's take a look at Diamond's riding style through these sandy whoops. Notice how he keeps his weight to the rear of the bike, getting good traction. He comes into this bumpy turn, still standing way over the back, keeping that rear end down on the ground. And then at the very last second, he moves to the front of the bike and uses smooth throttle control to exit this corner. Once out of the turn, he moves to the back of the bike, standing through these whoops. It's fantastic form for a almost 2-time national champion. Schmitt seemed to have little problems with the lappers and was cruising out front in style. Holland was running a lonely second place, while Eddie Warren had passed Bader Manet for third. Now Diamond is pressing Manet, and also Eric Kehoe, who had crashed earlier in the race, was now up in 6th. Schmidt comes around for the white flag and the final lap. The crowd loving it, every minute of it. Holland, several seconds back in second place, has really nice form in this section, with Eddie Warren back in third, Manet in fourth, while Eric Kehoe has just passed Diamond for fifth. Diamond only needs that one more lap to become the national champion. And Schmidt taking a well-deserved win in front of his hometown crowd. He's excited. Bader Manet comes in fourth for one of the best finishes of his riding career. And Mickey Diamond, the new 87 national champ. The moto was already shaping up to be an exciting race. Jeff Ward and his arch rival Rick Johnson were pulling away from the pack. Ron Lechien, the only other rider to win a overall in the 500 class this year, is running about 10th. Ward pulls away a bit from Johnson. While Jeff Stanton, who had moved into the third position, fell, giving Tommy Watts and already Ron Lechien up to fourth place. Stanton was up quickly, though, and headed down the hill in 8th. Ward is setting an incredible pace here. Only Johnson can keep up. Tommy Watts putting in a great ride here in third, but he has Ron Lechien to contend with. The rest of the pack follows in vain as Ward and Johnson set a phenomenal pace. Lechien overtakes Watts for third, but Ward and Johnson are already long gone. Doug Dubach takes over fifth place, but he has Jeff Stanton to contend with. Stanton holds down a solid second place in the standings with a lot of consistent finishes. For a while, it looked like Jeff had no trouble keeping Johnson at bay, but missing this berm had Johnson right on his rear wheel. Machine continues to cruise in third, as does Watts in fourth. Doug Dubach continues to hold off Stanton, but it looks like Dubach is tiring a bit. Stanton just looking for a place to pass. Ward again opens up some time between himself and Johnson. It's amazing to see how fast a little guy like Jeff Ward can go on these 500s. He must be as strong as an ox. Dubach had a miscue giving Stanton the fourth place position. Jim Hawley stalls his bike here and lets Billy Frank get by. Jeff Ward is really riding fast now. Now Ward is dealing with some lappers here, and Johnson moves in much closer. Machine continues to cruise in third. Machine is the only rider this year to win a 500cc round besides Johnson. Stanton, who is running second in the points, did so by consistent finishes, as Ward and Machine both had some DNFs, putting them down in the point standings. Lappers continue to give Ward problems. Johnson goes wide in this next sweeping turn, Ward gets bogged down with this lapper. Johnson moves the inside and cuts off Ward. Only a few turns after Johnson's pass, Ward's moto came to an end. A lapped rider had crashed in a high-speed jump, and neither Johnson nor Ward could see. Johnson plowed into the lapper, and then Ward rammed into the back of Johnson and actually kept Johnson from falling. Ward, however, wasn't as lucky. He got pitched over the bars and found his Kawasaki all bent up, putting Ward out of the moto. With Ward out, Lachine inherits second place from his teammate. Lachine continues in his beautiful riding style. Look at the leg extension as Ron makes this turn. He gets an A in cornering. Johnson continues to make a cakewalk of this event as he has built a large lead over second place Lachine. This privateer gives the spectators a little sideshow. Johnson comes around for the white flag. He has one more lap to go in this moto. Take the checkered flag. Ron Lechine still running second. Tommy Watts putting his 711 machine into the third place position, with Jeff Stanton putting in a fourth place ride. Stanton's teammate Keith Bowen came from the back of the pack to finish in the top 5. Rick Johnson takes another win. This man is incredible. Team Suzuki's Donnie Schmitt was untouchable in the first 125 moto. He won by 16 seconds. Off the gate, Schmitt looks like he gets the whole shot. The diamond's right there on the inside. Diamond tucks on the inside here, passes Schmitt. Looks like we have a small traffic jam here, but everyone gets going fine. Schmitt goes in the inside here, bumps into Diamond. Diamond high sides, and Eric Kehoe passes Schmitt for the lead. Diamond waits for the pack to get by while he picks up his factory Honda. What a shame, after winning the championship, that Diamonds sits back in the last place position. Up front, Kehoe and Schmitt pull away from the pack. "22-year-old Kehoe finished 5th the first moto, and with Schmitt hanging on his rear fender, will most likely be unable to win the overall. Anything can happen, though, with 35 minutes in a Pro National. Diamond is already charging through the pack and moved up several positions, while Kehoe and Schmitt seem to be running away with this race. Ron Tischner is running 3rd, while Eddie Warren blocks off Ty Davis for 4th. Kehoe is doing a great job at holding off the hometown favorite Schmitt, while 17-year-old Tischner seems to be doing a great job in 3rd. Holland is already up to 5th and is moving in on the leaders. Schmidt knows he only needs a second place finish to win the overall here. If he plays his cards right, he'll be the winner today. Holland passes Warren and takes over the fourth place spot. Support rider Rick Ryan and Ohio's Fred Andrews is running 7th and 8th. Kehoe continues his super ride here at Millville, while Schmidt plays it smart, running only a few feet back in second. George Holland continues in fourth, while Eddie Warren rides a lonesome fifth. Tishner seems to be dropping off the pace of the leaders just a bit. Tishner is only 17 years old and is still developing his physical conditioning. The track now has become very rough and no doubt will play a large part in the finishes of these racers. Perry and Jane Hendricks, the promoters of Millville, have a handful of local races here every year and oftentimes have to turn people away as they feel that 500 to 600 riders is about the limit for a day's event. Racers come from all over the country even just to ride the track. Back to the race here. Holland encounters several lappers but moves by them safely and hopes to catch Tishner and Kehoe and Schmidt. While Kehoe continues to put in a super ride, Schmidt rides a very beautiful race. This guy is only 19 years old and he's already won 2 nationals. Look at the style as he goes over this jump. Very impressive. No doubt a future champion. Eric Kehoe comes around for the checkered flag, a little wheelie, while Donnie Schmidt takes the overall. He rode his first race here at Millville, and now he's taking the national win. For the final moto of the AMA series here at Spring Creek Park, Perry Hendricks, the promoter, prepares the first turn of this beautiful racetrack. Rick Johnson, the dominating factor of the outdoor 250 and 500 motocross series, walked away with the first moto. Can he do it again? As the riders round the first bend, again, it's Rick Johnson. Up front, Johnson and Lachine were leading the way ahead of Stanton, Carson, Frank, and Bowen. Jeff Ward was having some problems. Ward explained, "I almost crashed real bad on the first lap. It was a do-or-die situation. I'm not really sure what happened, but the back end flipped up. It must have hit a bump. I rode the front wheel. I should have crashed, but I rode it out. I saved it, but I twisted my knee." In slow motion, you can see Johnson moving through this sweeper, getting back over the bike to keep that rear wheel on the ground. He moves to the tank, going through this berm, and leans way over to make the turn. Lachine, a super naturally talented rider, makes this corner look really easy. Jeff Stanton could be the next great American rider. He has the talent and the desire to be a superstar. Now watch this. This guy is awesome to watch. And we asked Jeff how he got so fast, so quick in this pre-race interview.
Well, I stayed amateur for 10 years. I just rode for a long time, just did a lot of riding. But I would say that a lot of experience as an amateur and riding most all amateur races and just riding a lot. And then moving into the pro class, I just figured that I just going to go out and ride like I did as an amateur.
You started the year as a privateer and then moved into a factory ride. You're kind of the new kid on the block. Could you explain all that?
Well, we started out the year, Yamaha just give us some bikes. Started out as a pro support rider, and we went to a few of the races, the pro races, and got in top 5, and a rider got hurt that was a Team Yamaha rider, and then I kept doing better and better as the year goes on, so they just figured, well, we'll just keep giving the kids some more help. He's really riding well. And so they just kept giving me more support and a little bit of everything, and helped me out a lot more, and it really worked out well.
You seem to be a whole shot artist. Can you explain your success in that?
I don't know. Everybody says that, but I just go out and just concentrate on the start, and when the gate drops, just keep shifting them gears. My starts have been really well. The last few races I haven't got them good of starts. I really don't know why. I just kept on practicing all week and just practiced a lot of starts and try to get the wheel to not spin that much is the biggest key. To slip the clutch out, and then once you get out and start getting traction, just start shifting the gears and hold it down an extra second in the corner. That helps out an awful lot.
Your second place in the 500 series here. How do you feel about the track and about your riding and the bike?
I feel really good. The bike's working really good. The track is really nice. I like the track. The rougher the better for me. And here at Minnesota, the track is going to get really rough today for the second moto, and I feel that I'm in just as good a shape as anybody out there, and I'll be able to hold off anybody if I get out front.
There you have Jeff Stanton of Team Yamaha. He's riding third right now, and will finish out the series in second. Not bad for a rookie. And Jeff Ward, he had several injuries this year. He's running 13th and will finish out this series in 6th. Rick Johnson, he just manhandles that 500 and really makes it work. Lachine has a little bad luck there with that lapper, but continues to keep pace with the factory Honda rider Johnson. Stanton, he's back a little bit, but 3rd place in the 500 class, that's not too bad. Keith Bowen has moved up to 4th place, while Tom Carson is running 5th. Looks like Holly's moving in on Carson. Holly's been spending a lot of time this year in Europe at the Supercross races and has been making quite a bit of money doing so. Now Lachine has dropped off the pace a little bit from Johnson. Johnson just keeps hammering away though. Rick is a big fella. He's strong and intelligent. He has no weaknesses. At least his competitors haven't found it. He's got 5 national titles behind him. And at age 25, he could easily rack up some more. This guy could become the same legend that Bob Hanna is today. Johnson comes around for the final lap of the entire AMA Outdoor National Series. Ron Lachine comes around in second. He will tie for 3rd place in the 500 series with Mike Fisher, who suffered from a practice crash the week before. Jeff Ward, he didn't win any Outdoor Nationals, but he did win the 87 Supercross Series. Bowen takes over 3rd from Stanton for 3rd overall of the day. Stanton rides home in 4th, but still finished 2nd for the series. And Rick Johnson takes a well-deserved win. Congratulations, Rick.